Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Valor Fights 45. We're here at Brainerd High School in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and we have an amazing action-packed card stacked up for you tonight. Just a side bit before the action begins, all the proceeds tonight will be going to Brainerd High School's wrestling team to buy them new mats, because currently all of their wrestling bouts that they have to go and perform in are away tournaments because they don't have the amenities here at this school to be able to have tournaments here. So again, if everybody during the intermissions will get up, go buy something from the concession stands, all of the proceeds will be going to the wrestling team here to buy new mats.
So you know.
Our first bout of the evening is a juniors Muay Thai kickboxing bout in the featherweight division, contested at 145 pounds, brought to you by tonight's official after party, Sky Zoo. First, please welcome to the cage, Cole Wells.
Cole Wells first out from Rainsville, Alabama, independent fighter in this featherweight Thai rules kickboxing bout 3 2-minute rounds. The juniors going to get us started here in Chattanooga, Tennessee, Brainerd High School. We are cage side at Valor Fights 45 as we're getting ready to get started with our first bout. I'm Vince Farrar alongside Casey Oxendine and Sawyer Rich. It's Cole Wells taking on Briven Sullivan. And Casey, the juniors getting a kickboxing opportunity to start things out.
Undoubtedly. And what can be said about Cole Wells? He is an independent and he is a debut. But I will say this, a youngster stepping up to do combat here at Valor Fights, you've got to give attention to that. A youngster, and I'm very anxious. I always love to see this because it really is the future of Valor Fights and of mixed martial arts and combat sports competition.
So did you have much interest in kickboxing as a junior at the age of these guys?
Yeah, actually I competed a few times when I was 15 to 17.
All right, we'll talk more about Sawyer and Tusser throughout the night. Here's Jennifer.
And his opponent making his way to the cage, please welcome Briven Sullivan.
So Briven Sullivan, the opponent for Cole Wells. Sullivan in his debut. That's not Sullivan that led out. There he is. I was like, whoa, we got an age mismatch here to get things going. Out of Patriot MMA in Chatsworth, Georgia, not too far away. Briven Sullivan, the selection of the panel on the Valor Hour on Radio Influence. A number of the predictions going Sullivan's way.
Yeah, well, he comes out of Patriot MMA, which is a renowned camp in Georgia, really close to our location here in Chattanooga, and a kid that is comes very highly touted. But like I said, this one is more about the experience and about building these youngsters into combat sports athletes in the future. And we've seen it before, man, in Chase Boutwell, a guy who has gone on to become one of the biggest prospects in amateur mixed martial arts, and it started right here.
Sullivan's in the cage. We go back to Jennifer.
This bout is scheduled for 3 2-minute rounds. First, fighting out of the red corner, he weighed in at 146 pounds. Fights out of Rainsville, Alabama, and tonight he is making his Muay Thai kickboxing debut, Cole Wells. And his opponent across the cage to my right, fighting out of the blue corner, he weighed in at 144 pounds. Fights out of Patriot MMA in Chatsworth, Georgia. And tonight, he is making his Muay Thai kickboxing debut, Briven Sullivan. Your referee when the action begins is Cody Gwynn.
Cody Gwynn, our referee in our first bout of the night, Valor Fights 45 in Chattanooga at Brainerd High School. Cole Wells in the red gloves, black trunks. Briven Sullivan in the gray gloves, black trunks. 3 2-minute rounds. Muay Thai rules kickboxing. The juniors getting us started here in Chattanooga, Brainerd High School, and we're underway, and the first kick landed by Wells to the body.
Wells right out of the gate doing big things here. Of course, on Valor Hour, the panel picked Briven Sullivan. Alan Poole actually picked him because of the name. He says he's never heard of the name Briven. He likes it a whole lot.
These guys are swinging. I love the juniors because they always come out and get it.
Casey, go over the rules again, the differences in kickboxing versus what you normally see for those that mostly watch MMA.
Well, we're even talking about Muay Thai here,
Right.
where you're able to mix it up even more. Of course, you have all of the elements of K1 kickboxing, kicking, punching, of course, the kicks to the legs, all permitted. But then on top of that, you're able to tussle a little bit, clinch up, throw the knees, and make it a dirty fight.
Boy, is that blood out of
Cole
the
Wells is busted up. His nose
I
is
believe
busted.
so.
Yep.
It was a straight right. Or I'm sorry, a left. He's southpaw.
And you see Briven Sullivan, as Sawyer Rich mentioned, he is the southpaw. None of that matters right now, though, in the tie-up.
He's looking to load up that straight left hand down the pipe, and that's what busted him up to begin with. I'm sorry.
Interesting early adversity for Wells. And those red gloves.
And, of course, watching, it's easy to forget
Oh,
these
good
are
shot.
youngsters here, under the age of 18, doing battle here in combat sports competition.
Good shot.
Yeah, Briven Sullivan on the prowl
Wells is
here.
rocked.
Short right, landed by Sullivan.
I think it's ironic we are in Brainerd High School, and both of these individuals are in high school still.
Wells looks very gassed here.
Wow, fun first round. So the damage certainly to Wells. Would you give Sullivan that first round?
Man, I'll tell you what, Cole Wells came out of the gate really throwing for the fences, but yes, I mean, you look at both of their faces and you see a crimson mask on Cole Wells, and you got to lean towards Briven Sullivan. I think he really came on there in the later moments of the round.
Sorry, what'd you make of that first round?
It's definitely going to be 10-9 for Sullivan. Both of them went after it. Wells landed a pretty sweet high kick there, but we got to judge on damage, and for sure it's 10-9 for Sullivan.
Some early work for the corner of Wells to try to close. You see Mark Laws, the best in the business, trying to keep that nosebleed under control. And we'll take a look at the replay. Casey, take us through this.
Well, here we go. You see Cole Wells, again, the blood trickling from his nose and mouth, but he is pushing forward. The southpaw, Briven Sullivan, closing the distance, landing some big shots there.
Ready for round two in our first battle of the night here at Valor Fights 45, Chattanooga, Tennessee. We're going to be live at flowcombat.com on the way after a couple of these initial dark bouts in Muay Thai kickboxing here in Chattanooga. Round two underway, 3 2-minute rounds. Again, these are juniors.
Cole Wells with those hands low, but also Briven Sullivan with those close to the waist.
Double jab for the lefty, Sullivan charging in.
See the pink ribbon on the trunks of Briven Sullivan. Breast cancer awareness.
Good
Big
uppercut
shot.
by-
Yeah, by Cole Wells.
And the blood starting to trickle back out of the nose of Wells. He charged in.
Wells is landing that uppercut.
Big breast from Wells, hands down.
He's busted up again.
I think the biggest thing that I can note here is that Briven Sullivan continues to toe forward. Cole Wells backing up, and it's hard to win on the scorecards if it's close.
Wells is trying those kicks straight up the middle to keep him at bay, at distance.
And there we go again. Briven Sullivan closing the distance, landing a couple of big shots there.
Touch of gloves.
Oh, yeah.
He's loading up that left hand.
And the longer this match goes, I have to feel like that it plays into the hand of Briven Sullivan, not only because of the southpaw trick, but because he has that support of Patriot MMA. Very, very difficult to make a good push when you're an independent, Vince.
Nice kick to the front leg by Wells of Sullivan. Spin kick. Not much there. Boy,
Oh,
fitness being tested with these two juniors.
Oh, big left hand there by Briven Sullivan to close out the second round.
cheering section
Yeah,
for both, I guess.
Yeah.
So Mark Laws will go to work on that nose to try to hold back that bleeding, that busted up nose of Cole Wells. So guys, what do you think? Sullivan again in round 2?
Yeah, undoubtedly, especially in the later portion of the round. Sullivan just more refined, and again, I think that is due to his work with an organized team in Patriot MMA.
Yeah, it's for sure 10-9 for Sullivan. He's being more aggressive. He's pushing forward. Wells is taking a lot of deep breaths. He just looked gassed from the get-go. Good job by both fighters, though.
Casey, take us to this replay.
Well, there you see it. Briven Sullivan looking for that head kick. Cole Wells pounces, lands a few good shots there. Now, again, I think that Briven Sullivan is ahead, but Cole Wells is not going quietly into the night here.
See on Sullivan, he's got some camo at the top around the waist of his trunks, which certainly matches perfectly with the great team at Patriot MMA. Final round, 3 2-minute rounds here in Chattanooga at Valor Fights 45. Vince Ferrara, Casey Oxendine, Sawyer Rich, cage side all night long. We'll be live at flowcombat.com coming up in a bit.
Exchange kicks. Oh.
A stiff right jab there by Briven Sullivan.
Feint from Sullivan.
Oh, it's a good shot. Good straight left.
Yeah, those have probably been the most effective
Yeah.
strikes for either guy.
Wells taking some deep breaths here. He looks very gassed. No quit in it,
Oh,
though.
stiff right hook there by Briven Sullivan. And the fisticuffs continue to come.
Cole Wells' mouth's wide open, taking a lot of deep breaths here.
And Sawyer, that's dangerous, man. Anytime you
yeah.
can leave that mouth open, you will break your jaw in a New York minute inside the cage.
I mean, Sullivan's just headhunting.
Now he is opening up here. Briven Sullivan taking over.
He's leaning on the cage.
You can tell Sullivan's confident because he's leaning forward, not worrying
He's
about
headhunting.
any
He
shots.
knows.
Yeah.
And you know, this is youth Muay Thai, so Cody Gwent's not going to let this thing go too far. Oh, here we go. Stiff left hand by Briven Sullivan, but Cole Wells fighting back.
Wells on the attack. At least 3 straight shots, not the most significant of blows. Oh, another straight
big
left.
hand.
Oh, Wells loaded up like he was going to throw back, though. I love it.
Final seconds, and both of these young guys are exhausted.
And look at Cole Wells, man. He is just hanging there.
10 seconds, third and final round.
Oh, another stiff left hand by Briven Sullivan. Again.
Wells throwing shots back, though. I love it.
Oh,
What
great
a
one by
fight,
Sullivan.
and the crowd resonates here.
The last one's a little bit after the bell.
A little bit, yes.
But what a
Goodness.
fight here out of these youth competitors. You know, it's easy to get caught up in the mix and not realize that these kids are actually under the age of 18 and potentially the future of combat sports.
How about that to get us started? That was exciting.
Yeah. I love the juniors.
Yeah.
They always got fire on them. It's awesome. It's like they have a point to prove, always.
Casey, take us to this replay here.
Well, there you see Briven Sullivan throwing for the fences, but Cole Wells, again, not going quietly into the night. He pushed forward to the last moment, but it was the left hand of Briven Sullivan, I believe, that prevailed. Now, of course, we're going to the scorecard, so we don't precisely know what call we're going to get.
Great start to Valor Fights 45 here in Chattanooga, and be sure to find us on social media, Valor Fights on the Facebook page, and get info on all of our fights, the cards, upcoming events, and then also on Twitter as well, at Valor Fights. And then, of course, flowcombat.com is where you can watch our full pay-per-view events. You can go back and watch past events, future events. And Casey, we got a really good schedule coming up of events here in the near future.
Oh, undoubtedly. We're headed to Nashville for Valor Fights 46. Then it's Border Wars all the way up there in Corbin, Kentucky, Border Wars 2, if you will. We saw the first Border Wars. It was amazing. Kentucky versus Tennessee. Every time you watch Border Wars, you know you're going to get an action-packed night of action.
A little bit later on tonight, our main event pits the All-American kid Sid Wheeler, who will have a huge crowd here. And it'll be a packed house taking on a Robert Hale from X3 Sports in Atlanta. And then you got the battle between those gyms, Blaylock IMB and X3 Sports as well. All right, we're ready to go to the judges' scorecards and announce our winners. Back to the cage. You see Cody Gwynn, the referee, with our two fighters. And we're ready to find out the winner. We go to Jennifer.
After 3 hard-fought rounds, we go to your judges' scorecard for decision. All 3 judges score this fight in favor of your winner by unanimous decision. Out of the blue corner, Briven Sullivan.